If you hear any loud booms as I'm recording this, it's because I'm actually recording it on New Year's Eve 2024. Fireworks are allowed in my neighborhood, and my neighbors are going ham, as they say. But I wanted to record this for many reasons. One, I issued a truth and dare challenge to myself and to everyone on my email list this week, which was just to be really honest about like what's one thing that you could do before your head hits the pillow tonight. Again, at this time it's New Year's Eve, but you might be listening to this anytime in the future. Whatever tonight is for you, what's one thing you know you would feel great about doing before your head hits the pillow? And that's the truth part. And then the dare part is to actually do the thing. Just do it. Like, now that I said it, now that you heard it, you can't unthink it. You already had the thought. You already thunk the thing and identified what it is. If you could just do one baby micro nano step of whatever that is to give yourself the gift of momentum on the thing, because it's probably been lingering for weeks, if not months, whatever popped up, you're going to feel so great when your head hits the pillow tonight. So I'm saying that, excuse me, as I clear my throat in your ear. I'm saying that because part of my truth and dare is to record a podcast episode just to clear the bottleneck, because once upon a time earlier this year, I recorded a whole lot of episodes for us in a very short span of time, all along the theme of habits. And then summer happened and habits changed because schedules changed. And I was making note, diligent note of things of like what was changing, which habits were sticking, how I was feeling about streaks versus stacking, which I have all these episodes that you'll see in your favorite podcast player, the dozen or so episodes that precede this one, or you can go to onherterms.com/archive and look them up. You can also go to onherterms.com/habits, because I put them all into a Spotify playlist for easy finding and listening and sharing. But that is another tie to me recording this right now on New Year's Eve 2024, because I'm looking back at the year and seeing how that was, if I had a word of the year this year, which I didn't, that would be the prescriptive, retroactive, looking backwards and connecting the dots. Habits would be my big word of the year, because things that once felt overwhelming or daunting, or like I would need a whole lot of energy to be able to do these things, are now actually very much automated, not in a perfect, consistent, every single day it looks the same kind of way, but in a, I'm going to do that most days because I like how it makes me feel. And if I don't do it, I'm actually not beating myself up over it or feeling guilt or shame about not doing it. I just know and trust myself to get back to it. And that feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. The biggest thing for me, if you've been listening to these, would be the physical habits for my physical energy, just foundational pieces after decades of, not decades, but a decade plus of pregnancies and breastfeeding and broken sleep and all of those things. Just letting my body be my own again for the first time in a while has been a gift and a challenge, because, I'm almost 40. I'm turning 40 in 2025, God willing. And so I'm super grateful for all the steps and nerdy notes that I made around habits in 2024. So that's one note for New Year's Eve. The other piece there is the Truth and Dare Challenge. Wherever you are in time and space at the time that you're listening to this, I hope you'll take me up on it and just pause again if you didn't earlier, because I've been talking too fast. Let's just pause again so you can play Truth and Dare with me, okay? What is one very doable action? One thing that's been on your heart, on your mind, on your to-do list that actually matters to you. I'm not talking about filler or fluff, busy work. But what's one thing that actually really matters to you, that if you took a teeny tiny micro nano baby step on it today, even if today only has a few minutes left, what's the one thing that you could do to make yourself feel proud and grateful for how you showed up today by the time your head hits the pillow? That's the truth. And the dare is to do it. Literally to give yourself the gift of that energy. It's like when you do the thing, and I've talked about this in many episodes, when you do that thing and you show up for yourself in that way, even if it is just a tiny micro baby step of it. One of the examples I used was, if you want to write a book in 2025, Just give yourself 5 minutes to doodle some ideas on paper right now. That is a gift, the gift of momentum, of like controlling what we can control, because obviously there are so many things we can't control in this world. But when we control the things that we can and we show up for ourselves, even in the tiniest ways, that's what feels so great. That's the air quotes shortcut to happily ever after that I talk about a few episodes ago. Okay, so there's that. And then the other thing is, today I was taking a power nap because we have a family party going on, and I'm about to go. But during the power nap, while I was laying there with my littlest one, I had this idea, because I'm going to create and host this workshop that's been in my mind for years, and I'm finally ready to like actually share it with you, called the What Matters Workshop. So I'm thinking I'll be hosting a live version of it as like a bonus for people who take me up on it, early birds. But I want to create it as an on-demand thing that you can listen to anytime and have a little PDF, and you can fill out your answers and stuff. So I'm literally walking around my house as I'm recording this, by the way, as if it really is just an audio message to you here in Boxer. So anyway, I want to create this workshop, but I was like, my family was over last night for my 9-year-old's birthday party, and they were talking about personality tests and all these things. And I'm like, the best of all, it's not a horoscope, it's not astrology, human design, all those things are cool and they have a purpose for sure. Myers-Briggs, blah, blah, blah. But the values determination process by John DeMartini is the coolest, most insightful self-assessment tool that I've ever experienced. It has so many powerful applications, because it's just based on your real life and what your actual life demonstrates that you care about. Like, this is what your life happening now is demonstrating that you care about. It's not an outside answer, multiple choice thing. It's literally like, for example, how do you fill your space? How do you spend your time? How do you spend your energy? So anyway, I was like, I want to share that with my family. And so I literally dreamt up a worksheet that I'm printing out right now to take to my sister's house. I don't know if anybody's going to want to play with me. Maybe it was just so that I could make it so that I could share it with you. But I am absolutely going to show up to my family's party on New Year's Eve with my little What Matters worksheets to help them see what they value, so that we can all understand each other better and know each other better and appreciate each other for who we are and what actually matters to each of us. And as I was doing that, I was like, well, what if nobody wants to play What Matters worksheet with me? What if we could just take a scroll through the camera roll and look back at the year retrospectively through our camera rolls? And so then I dreamt up a grid of January, February, like all the months of the year, you're familiar, and a list of questions. And I'm going to share those with you. And if you want a copy of this super dorky Google Doc, it's got all the emojis, it does. Okay, let me know. You can hit the link to the comment box wherever you see this, or reply to any of my emails, and I'll send it to you. But yes, you do actually have to reach out to me so I can send it to you. And it says, you can fill out your name, so-and-so's highlight reel, REAL, because this is about what actually happened. The year's most memorable and or meaningful moments is captured in the camera roll. So you can email me for the doc or message me for the doc, or you can just do it yourself. But that's the idea, is the highlight reel. You're actually looking back and taking note of your most memorable and or meaningful moments. And it could be from the day. It could be from the month, the quarter, again, whenever you might be listening to this. But if you happen to be listening to this in almost real time as I'm recording it on New Year's Eve, it's a good one for that. And then you literally go month by month in your camera roll and just make note of things that obviously meant something to you, or you wouldn't have taken a picture of them at the time. So this is a great way for you to see what you value. Just a shortcut cheat sheet is to look in your camera roll, like what was actually worth documenting to you in this particular year. So you go through all the years. I won't read them to you because I know that you know them. And then the speed round as a recap. It's just a beautiful way to round out. Again, this could be for your day, but just to look at this past year with love and gratitude and appreciation for how we grew and what we learned. So some of the speed round questions, and I'm sure your inbox is full of other people's ideas of recaps, and you may have your own, but just in case you don't, if you want a cheat sheet, here's what I'm about to take over to my sister's house to spam my family with. Number 1, biggest win. 2 favorite memory, and of course, you can have multiple. Yay. If you have more than one that comes to mind, amazing. Most useful daily habit, because that was a big part of my year, and it's really helped me see how valuable our habits are. And we have habits, whether they're the ones we're consciously choosing or not is the question, but we all have habits. So what was your most useful one that you want to keep? What's your most valuable lesson? What's okay, I'm saying one of, because I don't want you to get perfectionisty here, but what's the most courageous move you made? A risk that you took, however it went. What's something that you had to summon the courage to do this year that you're glad you did? And then again, looking backward, what's a word or a phrase that best summarizes 2024? If you were going to file it away, put it in a manila folder, and you're writing something on the tab next to 2024, what's the recap? What's the word? What's the phrase? Extra credit for later consideration would be what went well this year, generally speaking, what didn't. What would you love to repeat in the next year, and what would you love to do differently? That is the highlight reel, camera reel review. I hope that it serves you wherever you are. Like I said, wherever you are in time and space. I hope that something in my ramble has been useful to you, because all of these things feel very sparky to me, which is a bit of foreshadowing for what's to come in 2025. There will, of course, be more podcast episodes. I will be sharing the What Matters workshop and so many more that are literally just like, it's like I have an orchard. You know how that you talk about low-hanging fruit that's ripe for the picking? And I've described everything that I want to create and share with you that I've been actually creating just in my silo over here in my office, Google Docs and one-on-one and small group conversations. I describe that as my candy shop. I identify a lot with Willy Wonka in this respect. And it's like, I would like to invite you into the factory to help me co-create and actually bring these into shareable, useful form. And the What Matters workshop will be the first of these candy shop offerings. And like I said, my family gets to be the guinea pigs tonight with the What Matters worksheet. So I'll keep you posted and let you know how it goes. In the meantime, I hope you take me up on Truth and Dare. I hope you'll just do, even if you don't print it out, even if you don't email me or message me for the doc, I hope that you'll take some time to look backwards at the year that we just finished with love and gratitude for yourself and who you are and how you showed up for yourself, your family, your people, your work, your community this year, because your presence makes a difference here. And I'm so super grateful that of all the billions of people on the planet, you and I are connected in this way. And I am very much looking forward to getting to know more about you in 2025 and the years to come. So reach out. Like I said, hit the comment box, reply to any of my emails. For real, I would love this to be a conversation, and I look forward to connecting more soon. All right. Happy New Year.